Where are you from?
I was born in the South Bronx, 158 Grand Concourse, and then I moved to Atlanta when I was 9, and I've been here since. And then I was in Sandy Springs, the other north side. Then I moved to the other north side, Marietta, and I've been there since. And that's kind of where I built like my whole, me and KK kind of was like building that music shit out there on that side of town and just spread through Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
What type of student were you in school?
Student, class clown, hustler, and I played ball in high school. But I was an alright student. Like, I ain't had great grades, but I wasn't failing. I graduated on time. I didn't go to college. Yeah, I was a clown, yo. Like, I was always doing something I shouldn't have been doing, sitting in the back of the school bus, throwing paper. Goddamn, tapping somebody on the shoulder, make them look this way. And, you know what I mean? Like, I did shit like that all through school. Like, anybody that know me, that went to me and KK went to the same high school. We both went to Osmond High School on Favor Road in Marietta, which is like the worst school in that whole side of town. Like, we was leading in like STDs and like bad kids not graduating. We leading in kids not graduating. Yeah, so it was like, I was a cool kid. I used to sell drinks and snacks and shit. I was that nigga. You know what I mean?
What was the most popular drink or snack you sold?
Kool-aid. It was something I had called Pip Juice. Like, I used to anybody that know me from school, like I used to bring like my duffel bag and fill it up and sell. Like, I could fit like almost like 38 drinks a day. Probably drink 2 of them, sell it over 36. Now that's not no good bread, but I'm going to school making $36 a day. That's pretty decent. I had teachers buying that shit. Then I got written up for soliciting, and then they got called to the office and I had to stop. That's a true story. I was selling juices at the school and water bottles.
And teachers were buying them.
Yeah, I had a couple of teachers. Mr. Flowers, he's still there. Yeah, he'll vouch for that. Yeah.
What kind of jobs did you have growing up, if any?
I always worked for myself somewhat, but my first job was McDonald's when I was a kid. I got fired for stealing apple juice. And I worked at Moe's, and then I worked at a car shop, and then my last job was security. I was working for security at Georgia Power and SunTrust downtown Atlanta, and my nigga Lou, we used to work up there, and then it was connected to the Hilton Hotel, and they had a cafeteria for the employees, but not for the security guards, so we used to steal the little Hilton coats and go eat, and one day we got caught, and we both got caught, and he did, and we got called to the office, and we didn't tell on each other, so we got fired. That's still my bro to this day. We got interrogated and shit in a little quiet room for stealing, and we got fired. And ever since then, I never went back to work. I just felt like that was like, you know what I mean, my sign of like, I was on my ass for like 3 years, but fuck it, I took a chance with my dream, and I've been doing it since. You know what I'm saying?
What's the worst thing you put your parents through?
Shit. Damn. The worst thing? My parents love me, first off. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just a rebellious child. I don't know where to begin with that. I always kept it 1,000 with my parents, though. Like, I always told them, I feared my dad for years, but my mom's, I got real close. Okay, I got kicked out of school. They tried to hold me back in my 7th grade going to the 8th grade. I came back the first day. They tried to put me back in 7th grade. And my dad came up there and pulled me out. That's why I got homeschooled that 8th grade year. And my mom was working for Delta, so that whole year she schooled me. And I used to just fly everywhere with her. And after that, I built a real good relationship. Then I used to steal a lot. You know what I'm saying? I used to, like, any of my niggas know, like, I used to take everything. Like, not from people, though. I never took from people, like, stores. Like, I used to steal gas like a motherfucker. I used to steal gas for people. That was my joke, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I felt like I'm telling on myself, but it's old news. Yeah, I used to just steal from all type of stores, and then I got caught stealing the dumbest shit. All the big shit I took, I got caught stealing. Like, me and my nigga, it was like I was at a racetrack. I took like I took something small, and somebody caught me and they took my license plate, and the license plate went back to my mom's crib, and she, luckily, I ended up going to a shorty crib after, This was a long time ago, by the way. I ain't had no buzz with the music or nothing. I went to a shorty crib, so luckily I didn't go to the house. Like 4 cops pull up to the house and knock on the door looking for my mom's. My mom's was from St. Nick, Harlem, so she like, I don't know where he at, knowing where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So she ain't telling me and shit. And then my brother went up there and paid for whatever I took, and then they let the shit go. And after that, I stopped stealing, like completely. I ain't stole one thing, like, and I used to steal every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I quit cold turkey. Like, yeah, I stopped doing that. So those were like the worst. I never smoked or drank, like got caught doing all them type of things, but I got in trouble like little shit, not nothing too crazy.
Like when you were stealing, was it cause was it like a rush you got out of it? Was it like?
Nah, I just always was looking for the dollar. So like around that time, I owned a studio, and what I used to do in the front room of my studio was I used to sell snacks. And so for a while, I'm like, I'm not about to buy the snacks. Me and my man Els, and we used to go on Walmart and just put the bags on the Walmart on our side of town. There's 2 old ladies at the exits, and so we used to fill up the cart and we used to bring the bags. Everybody know in Walmart when you exit with the bags, they assume you paid for it. So we used to just fill that shit up with mad candy and juices, and then roll past the old lady like, have a good night, man. And she just do her slow wave and we go. And I used to sell it. And so it wasn't like I was just stealing, like, and just little dumb shit, man. Like, ain't nothing to brag about, but it's a good story. I just always used to think about the dollar, like, you know what I'm saying? I always was thinking about how to make extra money, but at the end of the day, I lost all that shit. Everything I stole, I lost. And half the equipment that I stole most of my equipment, you know what I'm saying? Or asked somebody else to do it to get it, and I got that shit taken from me. So that's why I quit doing all that shit, because it was like the repetitiveness of just like the karma of it, you know what I mean? And yeah, all that equipment is gone, like all that shit. Yeah.
What's your message to the youth?
To the youth? Which part of it? Like, I got a son that's 3, or you talking about the teenagers?
I mean, just in general. The youth, period.
My message to the youth, pretty much everything that I just said, like, you reap what you sow. Like, in this life, you always gonna get what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? I hate preaching to these young niggas, because it's gonna go on one day out the other like it did me. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the shit my parents taught me happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't tell me no fibs. Like, all the morals that they told me, it kicked in later. You know what I'm saying? The fast dollar, like dirty money, my nigga, that shit is like, the real gangsters are like the fathers and the niggas that moved out the hood and went to the suburbs and took care of their family and then come back when they have to and give back to the community. Like, them is the real gangsters, not the niggas still there doing all the dumb shit, still trying to, like, when you coming up, you think them is the, and you know what I mean? Not saying that they not cool, but they'll have their time to where they learn and they'll learn their way. But I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I became a grown man when I had my son, manned up, handled my responsibilities, went and got full custody of him. I started to feel like now I'm doing some real shit. I've been thinking I'm a real nigga my whole life until I really man up and did some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And always just think positive, man. Like, that negative shit gets you real fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Always. Always try to look at the positive side of something, even if you feel somebody trying to play you, or, I mean, always stand up for yourself, but just do something positive. Do what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Wake up and do what you love. And for the people around you, and not just for some shit that you want, some cliche shit, you know what I mean? I can go all day talking to these young niggas, but I actually go out there and I fuck with the young niggas, like all the charity games or a charity event. I go out there and I talk to people. I try to do stuff for the kids, and I got a son that's 3 years old, and I try to stay in touch with what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about tomorrow. These young niggas is controlling the wave. So yeah, that's what it is.